helmet on my head. Figure out what that zombie said. Lava all over the room. Got a half heart left, man, I am doomed. Don't have any iron bars. My pick just broke into some shards. Scary noise, what should I do? Go left or right, I'll have to choose.
Hunger Games, I wanna win, I win it all. I wanna win all day. I'm not teaming, I'm not teaming.
Closet full of secrets and skeletons, awakes but nothing's true. I used to own a castle, now it's boxes that I have to move. Right here in the darkness,
this the way I get down. Got sticks and torches, not a fort, got a whole damn fortress. I got food for days, I got boots for days. I got so many diamonds, I got loot for days. You try and mess with me, I got a tendency of giving enemies a death penalty. You can die, zombie. Everyone out, get their eyes on me. Can't go to sleep cause there's monsters around. If they come to the door, I'll be knocking them down. Can I get a victory chant? Put your hand.
Creeper. Oh man. So we back in the mine, got our pickaxe swinging from side to side, side to side. This task a grueling one, hope to find some diamonds tonight, diamonds tonight. Heads up, you hear a sound, turn around and look.
I'm a creeper, Minecraft Grim Reaper, blowing up blocks like Al-Qaeda. I'm not a creature that'll eat you, but I'll leave you petrified. Peace of mind, sweeper. Taking on a break, then you die in a deep. I'll find your mind, number mine. Reading on the mine is finders, keepers. Oh hi, I'm a creeper, so nice to meet you, but the time is time to leave and tick tock, boom.
Go, 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 go. Gold digger, digging for that gold. I'm the master of being it. That's what I've been told. Got a room full of nuggets and a little pet pig. Golden ore by the buckets, but still I'm gonna dig. Gold digger. Hey, trying to creep a little sneak peek at you. You can come to my world, but no one comes close to my iron throne. Watch you battle with us, you'll be falling all night. Supernatural mobs, we're undefeatable. Battle dukes and armor on top. Mad skills, oh so hard, we'll jump your obstacle. Call me the psycho girl, I'm innocent so it seems. I'll give you a smile and then I ruin your Minecraft dreams. You're taking your chances when you come on my server to play. I'm warning you now, I say you better stay back from me, better keep track of me. Boys have might, but they're not always right. Yes, some girls know how to fight, but yes, some girls know how to fight. With the dress too tight, still I swing with all my might. Yes, some girls know how to fight.
Well, you only need a torch when the light is low. Only need the sun when the monster's grown. Only know you love her when you let him go. And
if I'm walking, yeah, I know there's other wood, but I want my wood. It's my wood. And if I'm farming, well, I know I'm gonna be the one who's farming next to that gentleman over there. But I would want 500 chunks, and I would want 500 more, just to get back every single wooden block you stole from me before.
Up in the night, we all unite, sharpen your knives and get ready to fight for a beacon that lights up the sky. So get together. We know heroes on their own, but pretend that together we can always defend. Come on, from all the evil mobs and terrorize and
How'd this happen? Why am I here? What's my purpose in this place? Who's that coming? What am I hearing? As the night approaches, I should go and hide. There's all sorts of creatures run with all my might. When you play Minecraft,
Enderman, Enderman. Watch you now, while you turn something into nothing. Look, it's raining now. You better believe me, sir, I ain't bluffing. Gonna creep you now, but not creep like those green things that you often see. Come on, TNT, that don't bother me. I'm like Slenderman.